Welcome, everybody, to a very special edition of the Extra Yard. This is our season finale. It's a Super Bowl review. The year is officially over for everyone. Unfortunately, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came out on top, and I am upset about that, not because of Tom Brady. I don't actually hate Tom Brady. I just hate the city of Tampa Bay. It smells bad. It's one of the lesser cities in Miami, and they're 14
in Miami.
Whoa,
Florida. It's one of the worst ones in Florida, and they're 14 fans. Listen, they're 14 fans that are now like, oh, I've been a Bucs fan forever. Get out of here. You didn't even know who was on the roster last year. Don't give me any of that. How'd you guys feel about the Super Bowl?
I mean, I personally, I think it was probably a Twitter Super Bowl if there's ever one. I mean, it was a pretty boring Super Bowl to watch, but Twitter was exciting to see afterwards and during. I mean, everybody was an NFL GM and scout apparently because it went from we need to draft Sine Poole and we need to go ahead and
draft who?
I don't say his last name, so I can't. I pronounce it wrong.
You just said Sine Poole.
Yeah, that's
you
how it looks to me.
It's Penei Sewell, bro.
Penei Sewell.
Oh, okay.
We're all sorts of messed up today.
There you go. But yeah, bro, I found it interesting because you look at Mahomes and you look at the Chiefs. They're down 4 of their 5 offensive linemen. Their left tackle tore his Achilles the game before. He has turf toe that he had to get surgery for this week. I mean, are we really that impressed with the Bucs? Or did the Chiefs really just go out there hobbled in with one leg?
Now, hold on a second. You see, you started jumping ahead to what we were going to talk about next, and I just asked for your thoughts on the Super Bowl. Not this deeper take, Juan. I would put you in timeout if this was a different show. Kai, what were your thoughts on the Super Bowl? Don't go deep into what people pulled away on Twitter.
Oh, those were my thoughts.
We were going to transition into it next.
That's my thoughts.
The weekend.
Real,
okay, hold up though. For real, that Super Bowl halftime show was meh.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible how people said, but I mean, it was yeah. I think your description with Mike is on point. It was just meh. It was okay.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with the Weeknd or his songs. I just felt like there was nothing about it that felt like a Super Bowl performance, right? Somebody else put it on Twitter, but I'm like, if he had done that at the MTV Music Awards or something, or at Coachella, I'm like, yeah, that seems about right? But this is a Super Bowl. I expected a little bit more.
And he threw a bag at it too, because they get supposedly I was reading they give every artist 13 mil. And he decided to put in an extra 7 of his own money because he wanted to
I don't know where the heck that went to.
I think he paid for it all himself, though. I don't think he.
Yeah, no, I think they don't pay for anything. I don't think
they usually do, but I think he just out of pocketed everything. If I'm not mistaken, sorry, I trolled Twitter a little bit, and someone already responded. And it's kind of funny.
Okay, and then hold up to the game. To me, was the most boring Super Bowl since what was it the Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl? When the Seahawks just absolutely plastered them.
Oh, but that was great to watch because it was just like everyone had that hype. Like that's what I wanted to happen. It's like, and I like Peyton Manning a lot, and especially after now, like if you have ESPN Plus, like the Peyton's Places and stuff like that, I think is really entertaining. I think he's just built to be a commentator, as well as the fact that now he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, which would obvious. Like I don't even think he should have had any nerves going into that. It's going to happen, but like. Even
do you think he acted sorry, real quick. Do you think he acted surprised when they knocked on his door to give him the announcement for
No, there's a video of they did it in like the Mile High, whatever their stadium name is. Like they did it at the stadium, and big old Baker, who's like only like fucking 30 pounds bigger than me, walks up and goes, "Peyton, I'd like to congratulate you. You're gonna be in the Hall of Fame." And it's like, duh.
No, because I saw Calvin and he got kind of teary-eyed, and I'm like, "Well, you were gonna
Calvin's
get it. Maybe not
more surprising.
But Calvin's
a little more surprising.
That's the thing with Calvin. It's the fact that it was a first ballot entrance, and he retired so young.
Yeah,
I think he's the youngest player to make it into the Hall of Fame on first ballot.
I think him and Barry.
Zach Thomas is going to get in at some point. I mean, that's for sure.
It was just a tough year. And look, I'll tell people all the time, the one chance that he had was with John Lynch. And the reason why he didn't get it over John Lynch is because before John Lynch went to become a GM, He had a whole year in the media. He got a hold of all these writers, all these beat reporters who do the voting, and you get buddy. You make friends, you make acquaintances, and that ultimately does help you out.
It's all a conspiracy against the Dolphins. That's all it is. But fine, let's talk about what we all wanted to talk about. Everybody started saying on Twitter that everybody needs an offensive line, that the offensive line is what's going to win it, and that's why the Chiefs lost. That's the only reason. And everybody says that the Dolphins need to draft.
That having an elite quarterback making X amount of money, that's the results, because you can't draft offensive linemen.
Which, again, makes no sense because his contract right now is very low.
And the Chiefs were down 2 linemen. One went to go be a doctor. One opted out.
And every receiver for the Chiefs, except for Travis Kelce, turned into 19.
Yeah, so
Travis Kelce turned into 19, dog.
Not as bad as the rest of them, though.
They all struggle, man.
The thing I took away from like the Chiefs side of things was, like when you're growing up, and the first thing you're taught when you're like, no matter what height, weight, shape, form that you are, they tell you like this. It's like, catch with your hands, catch with the diamond or whatever.
I was like, wait, what are we talking about there? You didn't say the catch part at first.
Even though this is obvious every single time, it's catch the diamond, right? Even though like that's not how it it always works out. But 31 for the Chiefs catches with his face mask
helmet. Yeah.
Tyreek Hill tried catching with his helmet. Don't know how that works.
Tyreek Hill actually led the NFL in drops this year, I think.
Like, I mean, like, I don't know. Obviously, it's harder. It's the NFL, but like these are guys that have been making outstanding catches all season, and now when it matters most, you let Patrick Mahomes down. Like,
I feel like it was just like a perfect storm.
Yeah,
just like Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
That defense was on
stadium. Like everybody's hyped up. The Chiefs had Tyreek Hill had literally 269 yards, 3 touchdowns the last game. Like it was just so many layers into it.
They covered him up real easy this time. They just said everybody run deep because that's all he's going to do.
All they did was just have their 2 deep safeties deep the whole time. They had them deep separated, and they said, "Hey, look, if you guys think you can beat our linebackers and Devin White and Levante David, we'll live with that."
And that's where
they weren't able to.
And that's where I'll say it was blowing up on the thread during the game, on the 5 reasons thread. And one person in the thread was bashing Patrick Mahomes' play a little bit.
You were going to bring it up.
And no, and everybody else was talking about, oh, it's the offensive line. The guys aren't catch. Don't get me wrong. The offensive line was trash for the Chiefs. The pass catchers and the running backs were also not good for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes didn't make the best decisions all the time. I'm not saying he deserves more blame than everyone else, but Patrick Mahomes deserves some of it, and a good amount as well goes to the game plan. They didn't adjust at all.
It seems like they tried doing the same thing that they did in the week previous, like the last time that they faced, and it just didn't work.
For me, if we're talking about like in scope of like blame, I would say Patrick Mahomes is at the bottom tier of that, and that's just because. Again, like you go out there and now we know for sure he had turf toe. Turf toe is an injury that most players either 4 to 6 weeks or they have surgery and it takes 3 to 4. So we know he needed surgery. We knew he had his basically his whole offensive linemen were backups and they were all mixed around at that game. For what he was able to, kind of have, I mean, I saw him.
He threw it, 30 yards on the ground?
And you saw him like literally have like an 18-second like just running around back there, and I'm like, how is he running around for 18 seconds on turf toe? Like that's uncomfortable.
There was times too where he let it get to him, where the pressure wasn't necessarily there right away, and he started moving before, which I get it is a product of the offensive line was bad and he was so used to facing pressure, but you could see that it got to his head, and so he would just start scrambling immediately. He wasn't throwing the ball away. He was always trying to make something happen regardless of the quarter. I think that's all I'm saying. There was a few times where he could have thrown the ball away. He wouldn't have had to take a hit. He wouldn't have had to risk an interception. And there was a few times where there were checkdowns there where they showed like behind one of the goal lines, and they showed the whole view, and he had a check down on one side of the field. And he decided, no, I'm going to force it into double coverage 20, 30 yards downfield because why not? That's all I'm saying. Again, yes, he's at the bottom of the totem pole with blame, but he does deserve some. There were a few decisions he made that were not good.
Man, you and Jakari, dude. Like,
I'm not saying it's all his fault, but I think he deserves some of it too. I'm not going to sit here and say it's everyone else's fault except for Mahomes.
Everyone deserves some blame, but like that's kind of like the same thing that everyone's doing right now with like Tua, where they will disregard every drop by 19 and they're like, Tua, it sucks. Like if you watch the Super Bowl,
okay, but on the other side of it,
right.
Are we going to say that everything with Tua was perfect? It was just all the stuff around him.
No, but some of the passes that he made that were drops were insane. But
absolutely, but he deserves some blame too.
Of course, but that's a completely different situation in my mind than the stuff with the Chiefs. Like literally, as Juan pointed out, and there's so many other people pointed out, you were dealing with offensive linemen that were probably playing in like the Canadian League, like guys that should not be here, or guys like what's his name? Some dude that was playing for the Eagles and now is playing in like Korea or something as Michael's webcam. You see, Michael, This is why you should buy a Sony ZV Fun.
I'm going to chill. It's just a lot of money. Gosh.
But like all these guys are guys that like are essentially like, you know, they're there to be there. Their bodies, like if they have to play, they have to play. But you have like 4 or 3 other guys around that still make a difference. Instead, you had 3 guys who were all different. As Juan said, one of them took the year off to continue to be a doctor. And I think another one was injured. I think they were on their 3rd starting left tackle. Like it was a horrible situation, and it was all kind of coming down. On top of that, Tampa was on the rise since that loss to KC. They hadn't lost a game. Mm-hmm. Their defense got back on track after that game, and they were getting after like the pass rusher, every single team that they faced. And they were putting pressure, and they were, you know, even against Rodgers. Rodgers had a worse game than Brady, or Rodgers had a better game than Brady, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and that offense still couldn't do anything. And that offense was seen to be like one of the best in the NFC. Like that. This was like everything just
fell. Perfect storm.
Yeah, it was a perfect storm. I don't think
that and I get what I get what you're saying, Mike, because there were some throws where he could have made a check and gotten a couple positive yards, right? But I think my problem with that is like when we praise Mahomes doing that crazy stuff, like in the Super Bowl where he's running around and he throws that Hail Mary to Tyreek and it's like a moon ball. Those are the same plays that happened during this Super Bowl. They just didn't come down with them. So it's like it's hard for me to really
on the ground. Like,
bro, he literally threw,
and it was
like,
a perfect pass,
like a diving like baseball. You literally throw it like parallel to the ground. Like it was insane. Like I don't know.
I just look. It's just the way I feel about it. Either way, I could say y'all got debated, right? Maybe I don't believe any of that, and I just wanted to get the conversation going. I don't know, but we'll move forward. Tampa Bay's side of things, right?
Really quick.
Yeah.
This should have been a completion, and that makes no sense.
It hit his helmet.
He literally let it hit his helmet.
That honestly could have been the best pass of like NFL history. Like that
would have been up there.
That's OBJ. That's an OBJ like catch, but for passes.
Like, come on! I'm pretty sure that went 30 yards down the field, if I'm not mistaken. Like that,
it went to the goal line, bro.
I'm just glad I got some conversation going. That's all I'm happy about. I'm just glad I got
y'all. You woke us up.
I got y'all. I stoked the fire.
You want us to come through because you hate Tampa because it's the worst city in Miami, according to you.
It's the worst. Listen. Okay. Sine Pua over there. We're just going to move past that. Okay, I'm not the only one who's having an off morning. All right. Look.
I got roasted on Super Bowl Sunday for like going through, and now Michael's saying freaking Tampa is in the city of Miami. Like, all right.
Listen, we're all having a tough time. Okay, let's deal with it. Look, Tampa Bay on the other side of things, and I'm going to steal this tweet basically word for word from Alfredo Arteaga. He put it out there, and I completely agree. And he said that it's interesting when you look at the Super Bowl and everybody's like, "Oh, you see, you need an offensive line." I think if Tampa proved anything with their offense, yes, they have a good offensive line, right? It's not great, it's good. Its weapons are super important because you saw Tom Brady, and he pointed this out. You can listen to it on 3 yards per carry as well. He pointed this out. If you look at Tom in New England with the weapons they had that are subpar, he looked washed and done. He comes to Tampa where he has Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski, Cameron Brate. He had, what was the name of the OJ Howard until he went out. Right? Scotty Miller, who's not a bad receiver either. He has Tyler Johnson, who's not a bad receiver either. A running back in Leonard Fournette, who only shows up for the playoffs, but I mean, that's important. And he looks like an amazing quarterback.
Respect him.
Well, I mean,
come on, dude.
I never said he was bad. I'm just saying he only shows up for the playoffs. Like, have you ever seen him do
first
great?
playoff appearance? And look at him.
I was gonna say, I think it was
Hold on, second playoff appearance.
Did they make it? Was he on the
Jaguars?
team?
He was on the Jaguars,
Jaguars.
when they went all the way to the AFC Championship. I just
Look,
the weapons are super important, and I think Simon mentioned this as well, and I hadn't thought about it. If Jameis Winston wasn't horrific the year before, throwing 30 interceptions, the first 30 and 30 quarterback.
Yeah.
30
if he doesn't throw 30 interceptions for the Buccaneers probably make the playoffs last year and have a pretty decent run if he plays slightly better than the 30 interceptions.
But it also happened. I mean, listen, he needed to get LASIK surgery. Okay, come on, Michael.
So you don't throw 30 interceptions and get away with it.
Yo, here's my thing, Mike.
Yeah, you put on the chain. Here we go.
About to get real. So, Mike, here's my thing. Your point is kind of weird to me, right? Because you're telling me the weapons made Brady, but then just after you mentioned how I'm not saying not made him, but they made him look better than what he did in New England.
Yes,
fair.
Yes. Cool. Yes. You didn't have to say first. I feel like, okay, you want to let's go, Juan. Listen,
no, because listen, I have the issue because it's like for me, if the Bucks with all that talent, because realistically, the only talent that came was AB, Lenny, the draft pick that they had, the lineman.
That's true. I even forgot about
Tristan Wirfs.
Oh, Tristan Wirfs, right? So, right, they were a 7-9 team with most of the talent that was already on the team. What made them Super Bowl contenders?
Hold on.
What made them Super Bowl contenders?
Where are you putting Jameis Winston?
Like as far as like
what do you think about talent? Yeah, in terms of quarterback play, when he threw 30
below average,
which is why he's a third quarterback behind Taysom Hill.
Jason Lights.
But that's my point, though. The elite quarterback play that Tampa Bay got this year was what made them.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't. It's not that I disagree with the tweets. It's just that every time you tweet something out, I feel like it's just there's constantly people coming at you no matter what. So I'm just kind of used to it now. So when I see your name on my timeline, I'm like, oh, he's yelling at someone else now, right? He's yelling about someone else about Arthur's little sister. But look, this is all I'm saying.
Arthur's little DW.
I understand that an elite quarterback helps things, but to think that the Tampa Bay offense was made solely by their quarterback play, in my opinion, is false.
So then why are you gonna like crap on Jameis? Wait. So then this because Jameis is a terrible quarterback. Because Jameis is a terrible quarterback. What I'm saying is if you get a mediocre or better quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over that much, I think that team still makes it about this far. At least the NFC Championship.
From Brady, you think Jameis is 7-9 bad to where an average quarterback gets him to 11-5 and in the Super Bowl?
Yes. A quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over 30 times, yes.
He's threw for 33.
33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. How are you excusing this? How are you excusing that?
It's not that I'm excusing it. It's that you're putting it on a scale, and I'm saying Brady was up here and Jameis was down here.
Oh, so then what you're saying is Brady is the only thing that took that offense over the top.
That took him to the next level, absolutely.
Yeah,
but the next level isn't from 7-9 to Super Bowl.
Well, that's what they did.
They weren't even.
That's literally what they did.
But on top of that, Mike, they weren't even look at the
stats. Look at the stats Brady put up. He had 40 touchdowns and 13 interceptions?
12.
That's elite quarterback play. You tell me that's average quarterback play?
That's great quarterback play. I'm saying Tom Brady is the best of all time. I'm saying Tom Brady played elite, but you're saying his weapons are trash because when they were performing with Jameis Winston,
not what I was
you're saying the weapons are unimportant or aren't as important as the quarterback.
I'm saying the quarterback will always be the biggest difference maker, no matter what weapons you have. You can have literally the greatest weapons around him, and if it's an average quarterback or below average, like Jameis wins, you get 7-9.
Then I'm gonna play the part of Alex, and I'm gonna contradict it with your DW stuff. Why was DW so bad? Why were the Texans so bad? Why were the Texans so bad?
Because of the
Texans team was horrible.
Okay, so then what
No,
are
the
we
argument.
saying
Okay,
here?
the argument here is that adding the quarterback around what was already there is what's going to make the team better. Correct?
Look,
All right. Two crucial things that have been left out of this. One, Bruce Arians' offense always features a quarterback throwing more interceptions than they usually have. Jameis Winston, that was insane amount of interceptions. But Jameis also didn't have, like, I'm not going to sit here and be a Jameis Winston apologist, like GM of the Buccaneers, Jason Light's burner account that he had last year, which everyone seems to forget about, by the way. Obviously was him. But Jameis didn't have the same weapons that fled to Tampa this season. The defense did not play nearly as well this season as it did last season as it did this season. On top of that, the defense this season was elite. You went through the draft and you got players that were elite. And the only reason why you won the Packers game and the reason why you won the Buccaneers game, because your defense got to the quarterback and your defense made stops when they needed to. Brady, yes, was a huge part of that. But like, we can't compare the situation because people fled and people will play hard for Tom Brady. Tom literally threw 3 interceptions in the NFC Championship game, and in any other situation, that quarterback gets thrashed and kicked to the ground because their team loses. The defense is what saved them, and this defense is not the same defense that Tampa had last season because people are going to flock and come. Vita Vea all of a sudden broke out after 2 years of mediocrity. Like
that's also because of the line he's playing with. That's a phenomenal
line. You went and got Ndamukong Suh too.
Yeah, like Ndamukong Suh's coming off of his second season and he's playing better. Like in terms of what the Buccaneers, like Winston was in that 30 interception, but I don't think that like that team last year makes the playoff with a different quarterback because I just don't think it was ready.
No, I think that team could absolutely have made the playoffs last year with a different quarterback. That doesn't cause the defense to be on the field. Also, are we gonna say that the defense last year was so bad because they were terrible, or because they had to keep going out there after Winston kept throwing interceptions?
Let's look through this. They lost to the Giants with one turnover only. They lost to the Saints, no turnovers at all, nothing in terms of the Jameis Winston turnover factor. Lost to the Seahawks 6-2.
I can't believe we became a Buccaneer show.
Like,
I'm very disappointed in us.
It's close neighbors.
Garbage city that smells like armpits. Okay, so
in Miami, remember, in Miami,
garbage. Look,
garbage city in Miami.
I feel like you guys are thinking now that I'm completely off of the importance.
Oh, dude, you're a Jameis Winston apologist.
No, I just think
lover.
I just think, look, Mike, my biggest point is like, let's say we draft everybody we want to draft, and we get Tua all the weapons possible for him to be successful, and he's still below average. That's a problem. We'll be 7-9, 8-8.
Again, but that's because I think it's different in this case too, because it's drafted players. I'm not going to put drafted players on the same level as signing in Antonio Brown or signing a Rob Gronkowski or having a Mike Evans and a Chris Godwin.
A big part of that offense.
None of those players that were signed were focal points. We're talking about homegrown talent there. We're not talking about Gronkowski's 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's
the Super Bowl. That was the rest of the season.
Super Bowl. The rest of the season,
he had decent games. The rest of the season, he wasn't amazing because the offense has great weapons. You can spread the ball wherever you want.
But he was still not there. Even Gronkowski himself was saying that he wasn't there.
I'm not discounting the importance of drafted players.
You just hate Tampa Bay, the city of Miami.
What I'm saying is this is your blind spot. It's okay.
Bro, listen,
we love you, Mike. We
drafted players. So you're telling me with 100% certainty that Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, or Jamar Chase are going to be amazing wide receivers in the NFL?
No, but that's my point.
One of the 3 of them could.
That's my point.
I think they will be. I think they'll all be good. But I'm saying you're not guaranteed that any of them are going to reach even the level of Chris Godwin. And Chris Godwin is the 2nd best wide receiver on that team, maybe 3rd if you ask certain other people.
Chris Godwin also had a case of the dropsies for much of the season.
Sure, but so then are you guaranteed that any of them have reached Chris Godwin's level? All I'm saying is you can't sit here and say, oh, it's guaranteed with Tua when you hand him all the drafted weapons. I think we should still draft those weapons, but we don't even know if they're going to be any good. We don't know that for a fact.
I mean, you're going off on a completely.
This isn't like we're at this point.
You're just tempting me to grab those draft picks and just here, Texans, take them.
DW.
I mean, Mike, what are you telling me right now?
Look. Do whatever you guys want. All right, because I feel like y'all are just.
I just want to be in the
circles.
Super Bowl. Damn it! I want to wear this old school hat to a Super Bowl party.
Oh,
I've
already started.
I want to be like lit off my mind, and nobody can understand me. That's what
I've already started saving. I have an account where I'm saving up money to pay for a Super Bowl ticket. It's something like $5,000 for the cheapest ticket, but I've been saving up for a while.
That's not bad. I thought it was like 20.
I'm pretty sure it's like 8.
No. The cheapest ticket you can get through the NFL. Trust me, I've been on it because I thought about going to last year's.
Through the NFL, okay.
Yeah, you buy it through the NFL and it has some other stuff. It's like $5,000, and then you probably sit up in like the last row. But
I had dreams of going to the World Cup for soccer, and I was gonna go through the FIFA association, and that just didn't work out. Is that one of those same things, or is it like it's
no? Because this is the NFL Experience website and stuff. It's the same place where they sell like draft tickets and stuff.
You were going to Russia, Juan?
Yeah, I was because Colombia was going.
He does look like a commie. If any of the three of us would be a commie, it's absolutely Juan. It's absolutely Juan.
Damn, bro. All right.
I was not gonna. A quick side note to that, dude. Me and my friends, we have a WhatsApp group chat, and the big joke the other day was like something with WhatsApp because I deleted WhatsApp because I like I don't like Facebook.
Tell me you're one of those.
And then I brought it back because like I was like, oh, I need it for our chat, and I just needed it. Like I was like, I
mean, we can always text each other. I don't know why we always use WhatsApp.
Juan has an Android, okay? So
I'm the only one with a real phone.
Yeah, come on, let's be real here. He has a green bubble for some reason.
Green text.
Exactly.
Hate you, Juan.
So I don't get those. So I don't even know what you guys go through. So sorry. Sorry.
You know what you should do when people have Androids? Just spam liking something or thumbs upping something,
dude, and then annoying.
Everybody do it so that then they receive a text that says liked over and over again.
It's annoying. You guys get blocked.
You animal.
But no, like we have like a joke where it's like they were like trying to get me to keep it, and I was like, you guys are just a bunch of communists. You're just trying to make me fall to your ways, you freaking commies.
I wouldn't.
Man.
So we had this conversation on the 5R chat about what is it? Telegram?
About communism?
About communism?
No, Telegram and WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I don't really.
There's only one person that was advocating for Telegram. It's fine.
It was pretty cool. I downloaded it. It was actually not that bad. Honestly.
No, it's not
looked like
bad.
a WhatsApp
for me
copy.
To switch it, like I just feel like it's kind of like excessive. Like what do I have? Like, do I really have like top secret information that
the only thing that I just don't trust Mark Zuckerberg.
Facebook already has access to all the stuff. Like let's not.
I guess it's like for the way that I was looking at it is like, yeah, like everyone already like.
Did we become a cybersecurity show?
Yeah.
Crap, let's move on, man.
Quick lesson, right? Everybody know like when you go to school, you learn about like metadata and everything like that, and essentially like all these companies have everything about you. They know where you are. If you have an iPhone, they're tracking you 24/7, even if you think that they're not, right? But the only thing for me is like I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg, so I tend to not own apps that he's directly.
I don't trust anybody that likes smoking meats as much as he does.
Like
do that. Do you not have Instagram?
Huh?
They
don't have direct involvement in Instagram.
Everybody, listen. All of these apps are on everything. All right. When I start getting Instagram ads for things that I've only talked about,
direct involvement in WhatsApp's operations now publicly. If it's privately, then oh well, but publicly, I'll just, I don't see it, so I don't need to see it, right? They have direct involvement in Facebook. He doesn't have direct day-to-day involvement in Instagram. So
I take it back.
I'm not gonna make fun of you, but I wish I could one day be as important as you to have to hide information.
Yeah, look, I take it back.
I'm not hiding anything.
We're gonna move on.
I don't like Mark Zuckerberg.
You know what?
He looks like an alien. Like,
listen, I'm a Winklevoss fan. If you haven't noticed, if you don't follow me, talk about Bitcoin every day.
Juan, help me here, please. Help me. Let's talk football. Can we talk football?
Sorry.
Instead of cybersecurity,
you guys talk Zuckerberg.
Look at this dude, bro.
Bitcoin,
you trust this guy with your information?
You're gonna lose me too.
Come on now.
Bro, he looks like an alien, bro. I can't even.
Anybody watching at this point, I apologize. I don't know what's happening. I've completely lost control.
You trust this man with your he literally stole a company from his friends.
You want to know something? You want to know something?
And his friends are gonna end up richer. I love
Royal yesterday after Clutch Corner. You
guys need to defend Royal, okay? If he wants to be a negative Nancy like me,
let Royal
lead the pack.
Oh my!
You guys over here and making him change to be sensitive Sally and all this. No, give me my negative.
Are you talking to viewers or me?
Everybody can get it.
Just as negative on the Heat as Royal.
No, you need to defend Royal. Don't be letting him get all sensitive, Sally, for that. No. You guys tell the viewers.
Royal woke up and all of a sudden was on a positive train today. Like, come on.
Like, who is that? Like,
I need new co-hosts. That's all I'm saying.
Watch when you call in tomorrow to the show. The first thing me and Juan are gonna do is just divert completely from any normal conversation.
Look,
we're gonna ask you the question first, and then we're gonna divert.
Royal told me. Royal's like, I have a harder time hosting than you do, Michael, because the people I have to do the show with are animals. And he was talking about me, Alana, and Clutch. And now look at you two clowns. I've got a communist down below with his throwback Dolphins hat. I've got cybersecurity Kai over here worrying about Mark Zuckerberg finding his secret picks. Like, goodness gracious. Guys, offensive coordinator.
I don't need my gambling told to Mark Zuckerberg.
Kai, I'm going to take you out. I'm going to pull a Clutch corner and I'm going to take you out.
I did it first.
Yeah, I beat you to it, bro.
I got you. All right, offensive coordinators.
Yeah, I mean, I initially thought it was very interesting that they haven't announced the actual coordinator. Like I guess it's like I'm expecting like a Twitter post from the Dolphins or like an Instagram post, but like looking back, Gailey actually did take like 3 weeks for it to be like officially announced.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you brought up this point. I don't think it matters. I think we all know. You mentioned it. We should talk about why the offensive coordinator isn't official. There we go. We talked about it.
No. I initially posted it up. I initially thought we were going to talk about it. And then when you guys mentioned Gailey, and I'm like, damn, Gailey. And then I went to do the research, and it was literally 3 weeks later. And I'm like, oh, well, that's as much as we can talk about that, I guess.
This team just moves slow. That's just how it is. They took 3 weeks to announce. It took 3 weeks. It took 3 weeks for sources to find out they were staying with guys they already had. So it'll take another 3 weeks for them to officially announce those guys. But the offseason is upon us. There are some important dates coming up. Those dates include, obviously, March 17th, the new league year starts. But
March 17th at 4 p.m. It's very
4
specific.
p.m. 3:59.
Wow.
They can't do nothing.
Is there a tampering period like in the NBA with the NFL? Can you talk to them the weekend?
There's a 3-day period before the league year opens.
Yeah, that you can like officially talk to people.
Yeah,
got it.
And that starts. It's 4 p.m. Like at 4 p.m. on that day, and then 4 p.m. on March 17th, the league year will open.
Right.
So they have any like last year, the Patriots didn't put in a franchise tag for Tooney until like 3:57 p.m. And
which Tooney will actually be interesting because they're talking about Tooney not being franchised again, possibly a Dolphins target.
Lindsay too.
Look, the Dolphins have to figure out their own stuff in-house first, right? This was pointed out by Barrett Jackson. I'm going to give him credit for this. He put out a whole article about the Dolphins players that the Dolphins are going to try to extend or talk to about contracts. Those players included, it was Jerome Baker, Mike Gesicki, Jason Sanders, Emmanuel Ogbah, who's not as young as the other guys, but he only signed a 2-year deal. Coming off of 9 sacks, this would be the last year of his deal. Those are 4 pretty important pieces to this team. I would say that Jason Sanders is huge because him being clutch with those field goals was very important. Mike Gesicki is obviously the best tight end we have, even though he's really more of a wide receiver. But he's the best receiver we have right now. You've got Jerome Baker, who is the best blitzing linebacker we have by far, regardless of what Kyle Van Noy does. And then Emmanuel Ogbah was really the only one producing sacks. So from February 23rd to March 9th is the franchise/transition player designation period. I don't think they can franchise any of those guys, right?
They can't. I don't think they would, though.
Because franchise is just after it's expired. Isn't it?
I think Sanders is the only one, unless Sanders is on his.
No, because I think Sanders too has 1 year left.
I can search this up really quick while we're.
It would make sense for the Dolphins to extend these guys because they did that before. Devontae Parker got an extension. In the middle of his big season.
It's the
Devontae Parker took a pay cut.
Yeah, you ideally you want to do it before these guys go and play the last year because most of the guys will play inspired. Most of those guys
usually save a few $1 million.
Yeah, and most of those guys, realistically, once the season starts, most of their agents kind of recommend them to just shut it down with the negotiating and wait till after the season for the dust to settle to see where they can actually get more money.
So of that list of 4 players, what are your priorities, right? Who's the number one that they need to look to resign, right? 1 through 4 of Sanders, Gesicki, Baker, and Ogbah.
So priority and the way I would want to get things done is probably a little different. Priority for me for sure would be Gesicki, Sanders, Baker, and then you said Ogbuk too, right?
Just because it's the last year of his deal and he just had 9 sacks, right? So if he has another 9-sack season, he was going to demand more money.
He's gonna demand more. But as far as how I would get things done in terms of order, I would probably go Sanders first to get that one checked off the list. Again, like you mentioned, I would go Ogbuk next, just kind of like what you said, just to avoid the headache of that. And then definitely I'm gonna attack Gesicki. Baker, I feel like Baker might be kind of one of those that's like, if there's money left over, if we can make it work.
You think he might get left out in the cold?
Yeah, I think he might be reaching for a number that the Dolphins realistically might now be wanting to pay.
Well, and if you sign
who's
all
Jerome's
of these guys,
agent? Is it
I don't know.
I can search that. I can get that really quick.
I'm not sure. I think so. My priority list would be, man, it's tough.
Oh my God, it's Demarius Bilbo. Oh Jesus Christ!
I don't know anything about agents.
That's what's his name's agent? Jarvis Landry's agent. That was like trying to push the Dolphins to pay him like a number 1 wide receiver, even though he never was and never will be.
I don't think they'll make the same push for Baker, right? You can't make a push for Baker to be even a top 5 paid linebacker. You can't.
You can do whatever the.
I mean, they can say it,
but man.
By the way, we had talked about Aaron Jones the other day, and we talked about Spot Track with 15 mil a year. Have you guys seen what Spot Track has Ted Karras projected for?
No.
4 years, 40 million. I'm not paying.
Spot Track has 4 years, 10 million per year, or 10 million in total.
No. 10 million a year.
4 years, 10 million. That's jipping the guy. 2.5 million a year.
No, it's 10 million a year. Yeah.
I mean,
he's on like a what, 1.5 this year?
I think so.
I guess we have to re-sign him too.
Hell
Depends
no.
on how we go, how hard we go in the draft for center. The guys are 3.
I don't think you can go into the draft without a center.
Oh, we signed him to a 1.3. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think they can go into the draft without a center.
Wow, it really is.
Okay, you have to have somebody.
So then let me ask you, because that mindset has been kind of bugging me lately, because it's like, we're going to realistically need to attack free agency to make sure we don't have needs for the draft, because it sucks to go to the draft with needs. I 100%.
You want to go BPA.
But the thing is look, we're talking about signing a running back, signing a center, signing defensive help. At some point,
right. You have to, at some point, you have to prioritize it. And I get it, right? Center is one of those where you're like, maybe it falls lower on the list. But personally, for me, it wouldn't fall lower on the list, because then you're going to put yourself in a position
with you.
Where you're going to have to take Creed Humphrey. You're going to have to take Creed Humphrey at 36, right?
You're taking Creed Humphrey before that if you have to, because I honestly don't think that when all is said and done,
before that is what? Before that is 18. That's the only pick we have right now. I'm only going off of the picks we have right now. I'm never going to be like, oh, no, absolutely. But I'm not going to, but I can't sit here and say, okay, he'll be there at 30. So we'll have to trade up to 30. Let's get that one. I would go with the picks we have. So I'm going to go with the earliest that they're probably going to have to be forced to take him is 36. And I don't want to go into the draft forced to do that if someone else has fallen, right? If Zaven Collins falls to 36, right? The linebacker out of, I think it's Tulsa.
Good luck convincing
or UTSA, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right. Tell him don't take the linebacker that you think would be a great fit and get the center, because we didn't sign one in the offseason and we're just running with Michael Dieter.
But what if you
okay, so then having that mindset, we need to sign Aaron Jones. I don't know if you guys have seen the running back free agency.
I think we need to sign a running back. I don't know specifically Aaron Jones. I've been on the Bell train for a while. And I think you can get Bell a lot cheaper.
Rough class.
I think you could get Bell a lot cheaper, sign him to a 2-3 year deal. He's a little bit older as well. And then you let him go once the rookie has kind of stepped in. And it gives you more years too to find a rookie, right? To find one that's really going to hit. Because what if you take a guy like a Michael Carter or a Javonte Williams and they don't hit, right? So I like the idea of Bell because I think it gives you a little bit more flexibility. Whereas Aaron Jones is you pay him big money. And if Aaron Jones doesn't work out, that's it.
I just think they're going to double up in a couple positions. I think they're going to double up at receiver. I think they're going to double up at running back. They're going to.
I think defensive end they need to focus on. Sorry, Kai, you haven't spoken in a while.
I was looking for the free agency list, so I'm going to go down the list of the Dolphins free agents, and I want you guys to tell me if you would re-sign them or let them walk. And very uniquely, it gives snap percentages of how many snaps that they played. So actually, I'm going to go from snap percentage 100% to 0%. Ted Karras. Resign or not resign?
If I can get him on another 1 year deal for about $3 million, I resign.
Juan?
Yeah, I like Depends. He was okay, but he wasn't a solution. And
but I signed him. Signing him in my head, it's as a backup. It's
I'm
give him
signing
that.
him and I'm
Give him
drafting
that.
free.
Yeah, giving him that 1 year, $3 million, and then having him as a backup because I think he can play guard too, right?
I could get behind that.
Yeah.
Like having some depth. If Ted Karras is our bench offensive lineman, I think that's pretty good. But
I could get behind that.
All right. Nick Needham played 53.3% of the snaps. He's a restricted free agent, so they can, if someone tries to sign him, they would have to give the Dolphins some compensation back. Most likely, Nick Needham will end up re-signing a deal or get tendered, something along those lines. But Nick Needham, do you re-sign him?
Yeah,
he's going to be on the team, but
I think they'll give him like a 4th or a 3rd round tender, and nobody will really probably want to go that high. I think we're gonna get to a crossroad with him and a couple other cornerbacks, because eventually it's going to be deciding who gets more playing time, who's going to start to get groomed for that slot position in case we can't sign Needham, or maybe they just eventually want to move Xavier, because think about the contracts. Think about Byron just having signed a big deal. Noah's a 1st round pick. Somebody's going to end up having to get left out, and I don't know who.
Yeah, I'd be hesitant with Needham. I wouldn't necessarily sign him. I'd probably just tender him, do the next year, and then see what happens the following. Just because I don't think he played well, and then he had the Buffalo game.
Superstar.
It's like I'm not too high on him. I know. So I agree with Juan. Tender and just wait it out.
I feel like we're just going to skip over this one. Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't think that's going to be.
Even if he wants to come back and says, I want to come back as a backup, I still say no.
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
Landon Roberts. We're just going to do quick fire here. We'll try to get through these.
Yes.
Without being too disrespectful, he's still hurt. I would not sign him back.
I'd sign him back.
Isaiah Ford.
Nope.
No.
Matt Hawk.
Who? No, I'm just joking. No. I'd probably try to draft the replacement, but he hasn't been anything too special. He hasn't been anything too bad. He's just been
I don't care how cold it was in Buffalo. That was a stinker.
Mac Hollins.
No.
I say yes. The special teams, he was the best gunner we had by a mile. I say yes.
Probably, but I think 19 is who?
Camu Grugier-Hill.
Oh no.
But Ohana. He's Hawaiian too.
Family.
What's the Hawaiian word for bye?
I'm gonna skip over Breida.
Was that rude? Is Hawaiian
no.
language or no? There's not a Hawaiian language.
I don't know. You probably offended someone. Let's move forward.
Okay, Breida, I'm gonna skip over. I think that's gonna be a unanimous no. So I don't think that's interesting.
They didn't want to.
DeAndre Washington, I think is the same thing. I think that's just a universal no. Julian Davenport, I think, is also another universal.
Listen, the only thing I will say about Davenport is I don't know what he does. PFF has him rated like the 3rd overall tackle.
Who cares?
In pass defense. I don't know why. I don't know what he does.
Because he probably played like 2 snaps and we ran the ball, and so they didn't know what to do with his pass break. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, PFF stats kind of suck. So I just want to,
well, we're not getting them as a sponsor, but that's fine.
I don't care. Kavon Frazier, I know it's probably also another universal no.
Yeah.
What I want is that list
of guys.
What I want is that list of potential salary cap casualties.
Oh, I got that for you.
Yeah.
All right. Being Lewis one.
It's led. I can tell you right now by number 19.
Oh, I know the first guy I'm cutting off of there. It's
19 and Bobby McCain are the two.
Ones. No. My biggest one, and I don't even know how much money it is, but the first one I'm cutting is Fajedelum.
Damn.
I don't have a problem with the guy personally.
I just hate
the three snaps he played in the Kansas City game were all touchdowns, and that really pissed me off.
Yeah, that hurt.
Literally the 3 snaps. It was like, oh, Fajedelum, go sub in, touchdown. Fajedelum, go sub in, touchdown. I'm like, dude, you gotta.
Yeah, well, if you cut him, you'll get like 1 million back. So if that's really what you want, hey.
I mean, we could cut him 19 and somebody else, and we just.
I'm not so quick. I'm not so quick on McCain. I'm really not so quick on McCain.
Bobby is the other one. Bobby's the big one.
I'm not so quick on. Yeah. I'm not so quick to cut him.
No.
He's really leaning stay for me.
Look at who we're saying. If we end up cutting Bobby, Flagellum, blah blah blah. He's going ahead and being the starter.
Is it Fedulum?
Woo! Yeah, it is Fedulum.
He's a free.
Oh,
The
then
reason why he was in for Kansas City, those plays in Kansas City, or
It's
versus
because McCain was hurt.
McCain was hurt those plays. So
Yep.
I don't know.
McCain is a keep for me. How much money is it with McCain?
And let's just
so right now we have 33.5, right? If we cut Bobby, we go to 39.
That's a good amount, but I still don't. I just think he's too important. He's too important for the defense right now.
Let's say Nick Needham gets hurt and we draft a free safety who's above average. At that point, we can kind of kick Bobby back into the nickel, and then we're having a free safety back there. So
he's a leader. He's a leader. He's a leader on that team too.
Safeties going to like Divine Diablo and Andre Cisco. Like, we wouldn't have. Easy thing to say here, and we wouldn't have this problem if we just did the right thing and drafted Antoine Winfield Jr. instead of Noah Igbenogany last year.
Or trade away Minka Fitzpatrick, but I guess
no, Minka had to go.
Minka's a little.
You
already, man. Listen, we're gonna have to figure out how to edit that part out.
It's not gonna come through. It's okay. Listen, the YouTube algorithm sucks, anyways, dude. The amount of times that you've used copyright songs.
Our video is gonna vanish off of the algorithm now that he said that.
I hope it does.
They're listening. They're listening through his WhatsApp, right? Mark Zuckerberg is sending it directly to YouTube.
Mark Zuckerberg's, I got you now. I got you, Kai.
What's up, Mark?
Look, I think you got to keep Bobby. That's a keep.
Why? That's the question, right? What?
Because if we decide to get rid of Bobby,
safety jumps really far up on the draft needs.
There's some good free safeties that are free agents. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't all
Justin
be available.
Simmons.
Okay, but then you cut. You cut Bobby McCain. You know how much you're gonna have to pay Justin Simmons?
I pay him.
I'll get way more production out of Justin Simmons than I would Bobby.
I would pay another $10 million to that position, and in total it would be probably like 15, 16. And to get the production with Justin Simmons matched up with
Marcus,
I think he's gonna come out with more money than that.
16 a year, you think so?
I think
Marcus May is a free agent. He's done a good job with
the
Jets.
No, I get it. There are free agent options available.
Where's he from, Kai? Where college did he go to?
Sheesh, the University of Florida.
Oh, he's trash. We don't need him.
He's actually done a pretty good job with the Jets, which was surprising because Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was supposed to be the better of the two in terms of the safeties that were coming out for Florida, and Marcus May has surprisingly done well with the Jets. It's kind of interesting. I'm just telling you how it is, though.
I'm depressed.
Listen, bro. I think
Jalen Phillips can be a very good draft pick, Michael. Don't you worry.
Yeah, come on, Michael.
I'm so worried he's gonna get hurt.
So many people,
and then Gregory Rousseau
don't like him, and Gregory Rousseau.
Jalen.
Yeah, like outside of like the University of Miami.
Is this like the deepest Miami University of Miami like draft in like the last 2 decades
since like Jeremy Shockey?
No, not even close. They've got a couple. They've got a couple high. They've got what? They've got 4 guys. 3 of them are defensive linemen, and Brevin Jordan.
Yeah, I mean,
there are other players. I'm pretty sure there are other players.
I'm just talking about like,
but I know the greatest University of Miami product that's come out in a while. Juan, dude was a wide receiver, drafted by the Indianapolis Colts at pick 25. Oh man,
Ty?
You know who I'm talking? No. You know who I'm talking about?
Ty was FIU. I thought you were gonna get.
No. You know who I'm talking about, Mike? Come on.
I don't.
From Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Is it Reggie Wayne?
Philip Dorsett, Mike.
Oh,
Philip Dorsett, greatest University of Miami product to come out. I don't understand.
Is this supposed to be slander?
Yeah, of course. Like that's the last time that any University of Miami player came out that high, like, and he sucked.
So then talk to me about the University of Florida Hall of Fame wide receivers.
Hey, University.
You just
It's not my look. It's not my fault that the University of Miami was literally a dying football program, and then all of a sudden it came up for like 2 decades, and now it's dying again.
Oh, right? I wonder what that was. It wasn't anything to do with Urban
Meyer.
No,
it totally wasn't.
Urban Meyer wasn't paying up the nose for his players.
Do you think he was using McDonald's to pay him off, or was it like Wendy's? Or
it's probably Burger King, knowing Urban Meyer, bro.
I think all these coaches are paying.
Is Urban Meyer your guy? He's your guy. He has to be your guy, Urban. What do you think he's going to do well in Jacksonville? I don't think he's going to do well in Jacksonville, honestly.
I don't think he's going to do well. I think Urban is like very funny because I think that the dude literally just like has a health. Obviously, I'm not saying that his health issues are fake, but like it seems like every time he's wanted out of somewhere, it's like he has a big health issue. He said he's never going to coach again, and then he went to Ohio State, and then he leaves and says, "I have a big health issue. I'm never going to coach again." And now he's at.
Looks like Mark has someone else to call. Mark's going to start calling Urban Meyer too.
He's just like, I feel like the biggest cherry picker. Like he looks at the best situations and he's like, yo, I could go to Jacksonville. They have no free like money. Number 1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence. I gotta go there and do something with that. Let me go see what's up with that.
Hey, you traded the number 1 overall pick for Deshaun? You're the biggest Deshaun stan we have.
Hell yeah.
I wouldn't. The only reason I wouldn't is because if I'm the Jacksonville Jaguars and I'm thinking from this perspective, you trade Trevor Lawrence and he goes out there and turns into Thor on the football field, and you have to see him twice a year with the Texans. I don't care what you did, but that's just not the way to move.
What if Trevor Lawrence ends up not
purely because of his hair, right? I just want to make sure of this.
And he's white and tall. Yeah, for sure.
What if he cuts his hair like Justin Herbert?
Yo, you mean
he had a rough rookie season? Then
you mean Attack of the Clones, Anakin Skywalker? Yo, I'm serious. Look at them side by side, right? If he had the little ponytail in the back.
When I saw that picture after that game, there was nothing in my mind that I said like, yo, he's going through a depression. Like there's something wrong in his like deep personal, like something is happening for him to have gone and shaved his head like that.
The thing is, he looks, and my favorite part is that was the worst Star Wars movie of all time, right? Like every time I see Justin Herbert's face, huh?
I have not.
Oh, that's right. You're a Harry Potter fan, so go watch episode 2. No, go watch episode 2 because you won't even get this reference then. Kai, you should get this reference. I look at Justin Herbert now with his haircut, and all I think is him saying he must hate sand. Like that's all I can think about. He must really hate
sand people.
Yeah. Oh, no, man. Dude, the sand quote. Did you not catch it?
No, that too.
Oh, look at it.
Look from that.
He looks like
no, hold on.
That's sick, bro.
Anakin Skywalker, Attack of the Clones.
Watch.
Look at the hair. Well, watch.
A student who hasn't had his refund check come in yet, and he's concerned he's not getting it.
Bro, you see what I'm saying? This is just a little bit longer. It's the same guy. Give him the ponytail.
The same change. Look from that third picture right there in the second row, or the second picture. It's literally Justin Herbert.
Oh, like this one?
Yeah, that's Justin Herbert before the Dolphins game, and then after.
Amazing.
Dude, what's funny about all this is that I searched up Justin Herbert, Anakin Skywalker, and they knew exactly what I wanted.
Yep.
They even got him one with the hoodie. I'm dead.
No, look at the one where it's the little kid Anakin. No, bottom left. No, down lower. Too light.
Bro.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, take this off the screen before we head out. We'll wrap this thing up. Everybody say the number 1 player in free agency that they want to go after, because we'll obviously do more of a free agent primer and everything later on.
Oh my god!
But you're way too early. Number 1 free agent target.
Not Allen Robinson, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, people are up and down on the Allen Robinson train. People on Twitter as divided.
They want Devontae Parker for more money.
There's stats that I get. Like I saw he had like 400 straight passes, and 400 passes thrown to him, and he's only had 2 drops. So there's certain stats where I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But the one that just throws me off is $22 million a year. I'm not paying him $20 million a year.
Okay, so the number one free agent target.
I would have to say, after seeing the Super Bowl, it would be Levante David, and he just like that.
Really on that Omar Kelly train, huh?
Him and Omar are like this.
I know.
He kind of had me before, and then the Super Bowl just kind of sold me, man. Like seeing him out there with Devin White and just them handling Travis Kelce and everything underneath. They just dominated that game, yo.
No, yeah, Levante is a great player. That's a good one. Kai?
Aaron Jones.
That was my next one. So we're right there, Kai.
I thought you were going to take Aaron Jones, and so I literally started looking at the free agent list. I was like, Juan's going to screw me now, and I have to look at someone else.
I know the one I want, and it's Tampa Bay as well.
No.
Nope. Chris Godwin.
Oh God, dropsies.
I like Chris
got a
Godwin.
case of the dropsies.
Hey, he's got a case of the dropsies. I think he'll figure it out. But even with the dropsies, he's
we don't need another 19, dog.
He's not. Do not.
Come on.
Get
I will
out of
say this,
here.
if anybody comes in next year and we get rid of 19 and they decide to give them the jersey for number 19, I will do my best possible to reach out through mail, telegram, telephone, damn near Morse code, whatever it has to be. I will not let the Dolphins put another receiver in
your communist discussion board.
That number, bro, that number 19 is cursed, bro. And
what if they draft Devonta? He picks 19.
I'm rioting. I am going to the facility, and I will not let.
Did you guys see Devontae play Madden?
Yeah, the Dolphins.
By the way, speaking of that, did you see Derwin's team?
What about him?
Who's quarterback? Who was playing quarterback for Derwin?
Deshaun.
But he wasn't that the Chargers?
No. That was Ultimate Team. Y'all don't understand.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't get that.
Yeah, I think they said out the years. It was Ultimate Team, right? So on Ultimate Team, you can pick whatever uniform you want. You just have to buy it from the store. You build your team however you want based off the best players that are out there. Deshaun Watson is one of the better quarterbacks on Ultimate Team. Yeah, it's your kind of thing, Juan.
Like how better though? like if there's 10 quarterbacks, like
no, there's a lot of really good quarterbacks right now. It just depends on what the latest cards are to come out. So Deshaun is up there because he has some. I think he has Escape Artist you can get with him, and he throws really well on the run. Which you need a quarterback that throws well on the run.
This year is communism. This is what you're.
The year of the ox. Let me tell you guys, it's the year of the ox.
I don't know what that means. Go talk to Alana about something with your astrology or whatever the heck this year stuff is about. Look, all right,
astrology.
We've done it. We've done it. We got through the show. I don't know how because that was a rough one to get through. You gotta
make everything, dude.
You know what? Oh, you know what it is? I understand now what the C stands for in Juan C. It's Juan Communist.
I'm gonna start putting that. I'm gonna spell it wrong.
Dude, and Kai never puts his full name because he's worried Mark Zuckerberg is gonna find him. So that's what we have now.
I'm gonna walk in tomorrow, dude.
That's what we have now.
I'm gonna walk in tomorrow. Me and Juan filling in for Ethan and everything, right? OnSideRadio.com/livestream. And
Mark's gonna be there.
We're gonna get in, and I swear to God, it's gonna slip out where I'm gonna be like, "All right, I'm here with Juan Communist," and it's gonna be like, "Damn,
amazing!"
Sean's gonna love that. Sean's gonna love that.
Look, you guys, make sure to go check out 3 Yards Per Carry. They're gonna start doing 2 shows a week, which is fantastic. Bunch of Dolphins content coming your way there. We're also gonna keep doing this show other Wednesdays or Thursdays. I don't know what's happening. We keep.
It depends if Clutch wants to just steal our Wednesdays or if we can just keep our
he kind of just takes priority. I don't know about that guy, but you can listen to all of us. Wednesdays is ours. Y'all are trying to plug. Kai, get out of here. You can listen to all of us as well. Kai has a show every Saturday on OnSideRadio.com. It's Kai's Corner from 1 to 2 p.m. You can also listen on the MyTuner Radio app or Radio FM. You can also listen on OnSideRadio.com/livestream. You've got Juan with his one-on-one. What did I miss?
Podcast form after this through.
Oh, yeah, podcast and Spotify, all this. Oh, my gosh. Okay. You can listen to Juan on Sundays from 9 to 11 a.m. on Juan on One, also on Onside Radio, and all of those places we talked about before. I do game night every weekday from 6 to 7 p.m., again on Onside Radio. You can listen to all of us there. You guys are doing the 5 Reasons Sports Show tomorrow. That should be a lot of fun. I will be jumping on that at 11:20. So they'll probably call me a bunch of names, and that's fine. I don't listen to communists and Mark Zuckerberg's little scaredy pies. So thank you guys again so much.
I'll also be on Monday with Jazz Santana, so there'll be some talk. Unfortunately, filling in for Ethan.
Man, this is the longest promo segment ever. All right, so we did it. We got through the episode. We're going to have a bunch more episodes coming your way. We're going to dive much deeper into free agency and the draft position by position. We'll start that next week. I don't know what positions we're doing yet, but they'll be interesting. Be on the lookout for that on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a good rest of your day.
Peace.